So you're a trader in Team Fortress 2, you buy an unusual hat to resell for profit, but you seem to struggle with getting rid of it. So what do you do? Well, I could literally list hundreds of examples of mine where I've had an unusual item not sell for months, or even longer than a year, and it can really suck. The longest time I've spent trying to sell an item is currently ongoing, which is this Infernal Smoke Taunt Zoom In Broom, which I got for like 85 keys in March 2022, which is literally, at the time of this upload, 3 years and 4 months ago. And I can't dump it or I lose profit, but at the same time, it's really hard to sell with all these other sellers and the lack of demand. Other people are making the profit you deserve to make, whilst you're here stuck with a Stormy Storm Stout Shaco for 5 weeks. But as an experienced trader, I've certainly found a reliable method to overcome stiff unusuals. You need to know the timing of when to make specific moves, and that's the best you can do to skew the probabilities in your favor. There's no hard rule that guarantees results, but I can guarantee you that you'll average better returns in a shorter time following my advice. Number 1, freshly bought. At this point, you've just bought the unusual you're looking to resell. Obviously, we should list it immediately to try and get a good offer right away. But I'm of the opinion that you should list it higher than what you were initially expecting to get. This is because you never know unless you try. There probably have been cases where you have sold something really quickly and could have actually gotten more than what you thought. But because you listed it for too low, the potential instantly fades away. Take for example this strange Celestial Summit Sightseer of mine that I recently bought. It has recently sold for 340 to 350 keys before I owned it, but for now I've jacked up the price to $1,250 or 625 keys. It sounds absurdly high, yes, but what are the chances that someone actually buys it for me for that much, which would make me an insane amount of profit? Or even if someone tried to offer close to my currently high buyout. The high listing price probably sparks some perceived value in their offer, which would still strongly benefit me as opposed to listing it straight away at 350 keys. Of course, the odds of this happening is probably like what, 5%? But are you going to at least try to hit the jackpot if you're going to be trading for a while and consistently trading several unusuals per month when you're expecting to keep them for around a month anyway? So in conclusion, list your unusual for higher than what you think you'd get once you buy it up until number 2, 2+ weeks. Around the fortnight mark, I would be almost certain that the high initial listing price is too high, and we confirmed that because we're not getting any offers, but at least it was worth a try. Now it's time to discount the unusual for pure and still be open to any offers. It's optional whether or not you want to jump straight to the expected listing price, which is usually evident from past sales of backpack.tf price suggestions and sister effect price checking, or just shaving off a fraction of your high initial listing price at a time. For example, my strange Celestial Summit Sightseer could immediately be relisted at 345 keys or $690 because there's hard evidence it sold for this amount according to this recent price suggestion. This would be a great option for speed to sell it quicker, albeit for slightly less profit. Alternatively, I could decrease my price a little bit from 625 keys to about 550 keys. In doing this, I'm still keeping a possibility of snagging a great deal, which is great for higher tier traders who are able to be patient when selling their hats. And simply, if nothing happens within a week at 550 keys, I'll relist it at 500 keys. Next week 450 keys, next week 425 keys, etc. until something actually happens. Number 3, 1 to 3 months. If you followed the first 2 steps correctly, but you reached a point of anywhere from about 1 to 3 months of being stuck with an unusual, we have to consider quick selling it, or worse, dumping it. This is not to say that your unusual can't sell for profit, but we've almost proven that what you have isn't that great because you've split tested various price points and you're still not receiving offers. So if you quite literally have reduced the price to where your profit is really slim and you still can't sell it, again, I would repeat step 2 to where you just keep decreasing the price just a little bit every week until someone gives you an offer worth looking at. Unfortunately, this might result in a little bit of a loss of profit, but at least we're utilizing a strategy to mitigate the amount you're losing whilst getting back to pure keys to buy something better and make more profit in the meantime. And 95% of the time, I'd advise that you never dump your unusual straight to buy orders, because it's likely that you'll lose far too much profit than what you could have maintained. The other 5% of the time should be reserved for markets where the sell orders and the buy orders are so closely knitted together that it doesn't really matter if you do dump it, and in the end you do save a lot of time. For example, going back to the Strange Celestial Summit sites here, let's just say I bought it for 300 keys, and I've been discounting it, and I still can't sell it even though I'm now at a listing price of 325 keys after 3 months. I may have to take the bullet and continue to discount my price by 5 keys every 1 or 2 weeks until hopefully I can get at least something. If I get to 300, I'm just going to sit there for longer, maybe 2 to 3 weeks, before I again keep discounting my price below what I paid for it to at least get back to pure keys and buy other profitable items. This process should take months, and hopefully it should rarely ever happen if you choose good unusuals to flip in the first place. And in this case, I would definitely not dump the Strange Celestial Summit sites here. The highest buyer is currently at 165 keys, and I would theoretically just flop 135 keys for no good reason. Therefore, if you're really struggling to sell an unusual, you've likely bought something quite bad, and in order to get rid of it, continuously discount your price every week or every other week to receive some offers. Number 4. High tiers. This goes for high tier unusuals and high tier traders who have a larger backpack. I believe a slight tweak or a slight exception to the rule of discounting your unusual every week will have a stronger benefit to these more experienced traders, and that's simply by slowing down how often you discount your unusuals. Most importantly, with a lot of capital comes more unusuals to sell, assuming you're not just sleeping on ultra expensive god tiers for years. As a result, you simply just can't monitor everything you own in order to be optimal. Well, I mean, you certainly can, but do you genuinely want to be wasting hours of your life every week to maybe make an extra $20? I certainly don't, and that's why you can just list your unusuals for high and forget about it for months until you know you need to make a move long term. Think about it, if you have over 100 unusuals for sale, you're bound to get at least a few sales per week regardless of the price. It may not be optimal, but it perfectly follows the 80-20 rule. You're getting 80% as much profit as you would drooling over each of your items, ensuring it fits well within market conditions, while only spending 20% of the time needed to yield that 80% result, which all you probably did was finding the deal in the first place and listing it. That's it. So basically, once you actively build up to a sizable inventory, you can gradually put in a lot less work while still making excellent profit. Then you choose a time where you'll monitor everything all at once. Number 5. Ask the community. If you're stuck in trading because you don't know what to do, please at least take this step into action after watching this far. You just have to ask for help. Whether that's a price check, scam check, a general question, or someone else's opinion, you just need a multitude of perspectives that will double check you're not missing anything, and you'll automatically learn from people who likely know more than you. Even if I didn't have communities to help me, I wouldn't be here today giving out advice and enjoying the profits I made. So I think this will be a very good time to plug my free Discord server where you can easily just pop in, ask a question in Trade Talk, and someone will give you some help. Additionally, my school program features experienced traders who will help you out, and you get to straight up copy exactly what I do in order to make a lot of profit, while spending 10 minutes a day on average trading, alongside many other key benefits. So that's all I have to say for being stuck with an unusual in TF2 Trading. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment on what's the longest time you spent with an unusual, and I'll catch you next time. See ya!